Hey guys, Alessio, hope you're well. So as we've seen, the stock markets, the S&P, have just pulled back to the levels we're expecting at the 50 simple moving average. So as you can see there on the chart, the S&P has nicely pulled back in a correction to those important support levels. And in this video, I want to talk to you about what this means for the markets. All right guys, join me. Alright guys, welcome back. As you probably guessed from my previous video, I'm not in the UK. I'm here in Tehran in Iran with my good friend
Hello everyone.
Human. Human of the Humzi YouTube channel. You're right, Human?
Yes, right.
Okay guys, so we're just walking here in this nice park. So as you probably see, this is this place here is called Millat Park in Tehran. Beautiful place to come to, by the way, if you just want to get out of relax. One thing I should mention, and as you probably yourself know, Human lives here in Tehran, by the way. Tehran does not have a lot of green areas, mostly just apartment blocks and buildings. So when you can find a nice place like this where you can walk around green space, it's really fantastic. All right guys, the stock market, the S&P, has now pulled back to the levels we're expecting at the 50 simple moving average. The level which, by the way, that Human mentioned in a previous video. Here's the clip. Now, I think at some point in the next few weeks, I think it's quite likely in the next several weeks, we might see a pullback to that 50 simple moving average. The reason is that during uptrends, we typically see pullbacks on the chart towards the 50 simple moving average. In other words, it's quite normal, even during major strong rallies and uptrends like the one we're seeing here in the stock market, for at least some kind of a pullback to the 50 SMA. Now that the stock market has pulled back to the 50 simple moving average, the key question is, will the market hold this level and bounce, move to all-time highs, or will it break through this level, break below in, just significantly lower and drop even further? Now, let me say that typically pullbacks tend to hold the 50 simple moving average. Look at this, by the way, guys. Beautiful park here in Millat as we're standing here. So there are two questions. Firstly, will the market bounce and move towards all-time highs? Or will the market just break below this level, the 50 SMA, and then go below 5,000 and 49.50? And this is why it matters. You see, guys, if the stock market fails to hold the 50 SMA and instead keeps dropping, if it keeps going lower, at the time I make this video right now, the price is just hovering near the 50 SMA. There's some kids playing here, by the way, guys, and there's kids playing football here in Tehran here. Now, if the price does not hold or bounce off this 50 SMA, if it doesn't make some kind of a jump or some kind of a bounce and instead drops down and closes below 5,000 and let's say 49.50, this could be an initial warning sign, a big major warning sign of it topped in the markets. Now, in case you haven't realized the significance of what I've just said, let me just say it one more time. So if we break below 5,000, break below 49.50, then guys, brace yourself, because that would mean that something has increased. What is that, Human?
Risk.
Well done, Human, absolutely right. Risk has increased if price breaks below 5,000 or 5K on the S&P and then continues below 49.50. Now, let me say this, that personally, my own gut feeling is that as long as we stay above the 5,000 level and as long as we can bounce impulsively, I think there's a high probability we could actually move towards all-time highs. So my gut feeling tells me we could move towards the all-time highs near potentially 5,300 on the S&P. That to me has a higher probability. What about you, Human? Do you agree with me on that?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, good. Actually, that may not be a good sign that Human agrees with me. No, I'm just joking. No. He's right. No, but guys, here's the bottom line. I think that as long as the stock market can hold above 5,000 or 49.50, and as long as the bounce is impulsive, when I say impulsive, I mean constructed of 5 waves. So if the bounce has an impulsive structure of 5 waves, then the odds are higher for a potential move to the next key targets near potentially 5,300. Now guys, here's the bottom line you want to watch out for. Be on guard for a potential top sometime this year. The reasons you already know. I mentioned this in a previous video because at some point this year, the Fed is going to start cutting rates. And as you guys know, historically, whenever the Federal Reserve has cut rates, this has been a very bad sign. In other words, this has been an initial clue, an initial warning of danger in the stock market. Because in the past, whenever the Federal Reserve has gone from raising rates to then cutting rates, soon afterwards, the market's topped and then started a big major drop. All right, guys? So I'm just saying, be careful because at some point this year, I'm expecting a top in the market and then potential major reversal. Now, I'm not saying it's going to start immediately. It may not, but I think in the next several weeks and months, we may see signs of that. So let's just be cautious and be open-minded to that. And here's something else, guys, you want to watch out for. there's a lot of extreme over bullish sentiment right now in the markets. There are comments on YouTube. In fact, there were comments on my own previous video saying the S&P is going to go to 7,000. So there seems to be a lot of over bullish sentiment calling for 6,000 or 7,000 on the S&P. Now, is that impossible? No, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think it has a low probability this year or even the next several years. So personally, I'm not looking for 6,000 or 7,000. I think it has a low probability. I think the probability is higher that this rally this year will probably form a top and then start a major correction or potentially a big drop at some point this year. More about that potentially in another video. All right, guys, make sure you go ahead and check out the members video for more detailed analysis. But from me and Human here in Tehran in Iran, I want to wish you a fantastic week and really great month. And I'll see you guys in the next video update. Cheers.